Okay, so in addition to the last video, the escape, here's some more shenanigans. The next, just I think it's maybe a 12-second video, is Chris following me after I dropped my daughter off at school. So that's coming up here next.
Stay this low for this long.
I know, it's an amazing time. With mortgage rates at record lows, we're helping more people cut their payments now than ever. Our mortgage consultants are experts.
Chris is right behind me.
For you, maybe you want to pay off high interest rate debt or shave years off your loan.
So that was Chris following me. I don't know exactly the date of when this video was taken of him following me. I just know it was during the divorce, because the day we got our divorce papers, the following day he had my car voluntarily repoed. So next we have just another example of the most recent shenanigans, and this involves Thornton Police Department, and this is a perfect example of Christopher and his girlfriend Amanda twisting the script on me, just to sort of make me look bad. So hold on just a moment. One more thing really quick. As you can see, I have become a creature of habit, in the sense that I record everything because I frankly could not prove anything if I didn't have nearly everything recorded. So here again, I had to have a process server record and serve Chris some papers, and this is the recording of the process server, and then I will let you know what Christopher and Amanda said happened.
How's it going?
All right, how you doing?
Pretty good. You Chris?
Yeah.
Mater?
Yeah.
Got this. What is this? Paperwork.
Who are you?
Oh boy.
Okay, so as you can see and hear, there was nothing out of the ordinary in exchange there. The process server walked up to Chris, had a couple of words, identified him, handed him the paperwork, and as you could hear, he just walked away. Now, Chris, on the other hand, so Chris calls Thornton Police Department and tells the police that I was on scene and that I had thrown the paperwork in his and Amanda's face, and that I had been giving him fake paperwork, fraudulent paperwork, because they couldn't find the court stamp. And that's fine, because in this particular motion, it was filed, it just wasn't stamped. I had to drop it off at the courthouse. So it was all completely legal. But nonetheless, Chris created this huge story about how I assaulted him, and Amanda provided no contacting information so that the police could contact me to verify any part of Chris's story. And because they could not contact me, they put a pending charge, 2 charges of assault and 2 charges of menacing. One for me assaulting and harassing or menacing against each of them, which that night, as you can see, neither one of them saw me. Amanda wasn't even outside, and the exchange was nothing short of completely ordinary. Nothing exciting at all. Nonetheless, Christopher and Amanda picked up the police report, the false police report, and they turned it over to our current magistrate in our case to discredit me and to show the judge that I again am acting irrational and doing things that I shouldn't be doing, and all the more reason why I should be in the trouble that I'm in now. So I digress. Here you go. So the next couple of pages are the police report, and it's really disconcerting because I talked to once I found out that they had filed this police report, and they had filed some paperwork against me. Even with the paperwork that they filed against me with the court explaining all of this, they gave a fake phone number that I didn't have for years and years. So Chris knew that it wasn't the correct phone number. And then, of course, they had to give a different address, and it's an address that Chris and I lived at years ago. So Chris knew he was giving the wrong information, even to the court. So, so here's the disgusting part about the Thornton Police Department is that I gave the video to the officer who took the report, and that officer explained to me that Christopher and Amanda had been going back, calling incessantly the police department. This officer specifically, I think his last name is Nolan, and suggested that they had all these emails and stuff that I was harassing them, and of course this officer suggested that he had not been able to get a hold of any of those to substantiate their claim. But I gave him the video. I told him exactly what they were doing with the court and providing false information and just discrediting me. And the police officer declined to file false reporting charges against Chris. So you see, the problem that we have here is that regardless of what this man does, he gets away with it. Gets away with it. Here you have the Thornton Police Department who have evidence, absolute evidence, that this man has filed a false police report so that he could take that police report and discredit me in a courtroom in a family law case. And that officer chose not to file charges against Chris. And the thing is if one officer, just once, would do the right thing and follow through, and the courts would do what they're supposed to do, then I wouldn't have to be going through this over and over and over again. And truly, no matter what I do, he has got these people believing I'm insane, that I'm just creating all of this. And I'm not. That's why I'm showing everybody documents. Because documents don't lie. People can, but documents don't. I digress. And last thing, I promise. This happened, this last service, Thornton Police Department, happened November 8th, 2018.